Lo, here is Christ, or there, believe it not. For there shall rise false Christs, false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if they were possible that they should be. Well, it's going to be signs and wonders because the adversary, the Satan, is helping this one of 2 Thessalonians, right? The one that can sit in the temple and be so bold and so brash is the same one that's in Daniel 11 at the end that just goes, just conquers and divides, does all this stuff. But when he heard the tidings, we got to go fight. Let's turn back to Daniel. Even though I read it already. Let's turn back to Daniel. Daniel 11 and 40. And at the time of the end shall the king of the south push at him, and the king of the north shall come against him like a whirlwind, with chariots, with horsemen, with many ships. He shall enter to the countries, he shall overflow. Man, tanks and jets and boom! I'm talking about dropping all kind of Moab bombs. Ain't that what Donald Trump did? And then when he dropped that big old bomb in Afghanistan, they called it the mother of all bombs. Boom! So we're seeing this. You think you're going to drop bombs somewhere and there ain't going to be no get back?
Right.
You launched 59 or 69 missiles to a sovereign country. I can't touch you right now. But as we do like the Antiochus, I got to go back and build up my stuff. And when I build my stuff up, I'm going to come see you. I'm going to align myself. So we're seeing nations align. We're seeing who really is with who. But because the Bible has shown us that these people get together, they plot, they plan, they make stuff look one way in public and it's another way in private. That's why I say you got to trust on him, have endurance so that you may be saved. Trusting these people, they devils. Anyway. I read, verse 41. He shall enter the glorious land, and many countries shall be overthrown, but these shall escape out of his hand. Edom, very important, Moab, and the children of Ammon. He shall stretch forth his hand also upon the countries, and the land of Egypt shall not escape. But he shall have power over the treasures of gold and of silver and all the precious things of Egypt, all the resources. You know what's going on in Africa right now? The Chinese are there. The Chinese are building infrastructure. They're getting all kind of natural resources. But you know who else is in Africa? Remember a little bit in the news, they're talking about, yeah, some American soldiers, they got jumped in Niger. What y'all doing in Africa? What's in Africa? Because the Chinese over there? I wonder how many other countries are in Africa. And if you're in there, what you there? What you there for? Gold, the diamonds, the stones, the oil, gas. And the king of the north will have all the gold and silver and all the precious things of Egypt, aka Africa. So they over fighting over Africa now. You just don't know about it. And then when somebody, oh, you know what? It ain't nothing, just a little skirmish. Jihadi terrorism. ISIS is over there. Al Qaeda over there. The ones you made up. The ones you create. Okay, I got you. I understand. Don't let these folks play you for a fool. Stick to that book and stay in prayer. Verse 44, the tidings of the east and that of the north shall trouble him. Therefore he shall go forth with great fear to destroy it, early to make away many. He shall plant his tabernacle of his palace between the seas and the glorious holy mountain. Yet he shall come to his end, and none shall help him. So is this the same tabernacle that we just read in 2 Thessalonians, where the one who opposes himself and sits in the tabernacle of God as God, speaking the blasphemies? I mean, how many people get to do that? Let's turn to Revelation 13, the 13th chapter in Revelation. I'll try to connect some dots here. And we're not necessarily saying who the king of the north is or who this beast is, but we're seeing how the Bible is very pointing out the same characteristics so that we can be cautious in looking, right? And certain things that when they happen, it should be like that light bulb should be popping off. Revelation 13:1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. In 13:1, this beast rose up out of the sea. Okay. Now in chapter 13, verse 6, this beast here opened his mouth and blasphemed against God, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle and them that dwell in heaven. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints and to overcome them. And power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. Well, in Daniel 11, that king, right, ran over a lot of people and divided up the land. Okay? Same chapter. Look in verse 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the...
Water.
Verse 11 comes up out of the earth.
Yeah.
So one beast came out of the sea. Other beast comes out of the earth. And he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. He exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and caused the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. He doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in sight of the men. Wait a minute. Didn't in 2 Thessalonians, this same son of perdition is pushed by the devil with lying wonders and signs and powers? I wonder if this is like one of the powers. To make fire fall down from heaven? I wonder if that has anything to do with all the satellites up above the earth. I wonder now that the technology is so far advanced that if you have certain satellites, your weaponry can go all the way up out the atmosphere and go anywhere and land wherever you want it to go. Anyway, verse 14. And deceive them that dwell on the earth by means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. What was unique about the king of the north in Daniel 11? That he had a God that his fathers did not have. That he had a God of fortress. Let's turn back to Daniel 11. Keep your finger in Revelation 13. Let's turn back to Daniel 11. Okay, in Daniel 11, it says in verse 37,
What chapter?
Daniel 11. Daniel 11, and then keep your finger, Revelation 13. But it says, verse 37 in Daniel 11, neither shall he regard the God of his fathers, nor the desire of women, nor regard any God, for he shall magnify himself above all. Verse 38, but in his estate shall he honor the God of forces, and a God whom his fathers knew not shall he honor with gold, and his fathers knew not shall he honor with gold and silver, and with precious stones and pleasant things, an idol. Then he shall do in the most strongholds with a strange God, whom he shall acknowledge and increase with glory, and he shall cause them to rule over many, and shall divide the land for gain. So go back to Revelation, verse 13, and it says that they should make, in verse 14, they shall make an image, an idol to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live, and he had the power to give life unto the image of the beast. That the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So think about this. In old times, idols and statutes and things that the Yahweh said in the Torah, what they do not speak. But now in this future, there's an image or an idol and it actually speaks. And you won't believe what happened some weeks ago when we was in there talking about Sophia. There was Sophia who became the first artificial intelligent robot in Saudi Arabia, gained citizenship. And this is not a person, but it's a thing. Made with materials, and it talked, and it walked, and it communicated. So this image of the beast could possibly be some kind of technology that's in a back room ready to come out. Because this image, this idol can speak. Well, no, I got to go buy me one of them robots. I got to go buy me because the robots that clean my house. Like, what's her name again, bro, from Jetsons?
Rosie.
Rosie. I got to go buy me a Rosie. I was in Best Buy. I took a picture of one of them little things that will clean your floor for you. You get up under the couch. You get up under the couch and get in the corner. Man, how lazy is you? couch up. Move your couch back. I gotta have my robot go up under there and clean for me. So when you're being the little seeds is being planted, because this image, right, had power to give life to the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. What happened in Titus' time? Remember, I had the slide in Maccabees, and it said, if you don't bow down to this Zeus idol, you will die. You keep the Shabbat, you'll die. You circumcise your kids, you're dead. You better not keep no Shabbat. It's neat, remember, that the Seleucid Empire took reign in Nisan 1. We watch, you better go look for that new book. What you looking for here? None. I ain't looking for nothing. We're going to kill you. You keep that word, we're going to kill you. So it's got to happen again. You guys meet on Saturday, I'm going to kill you. It's got to happen again. The tidings, so this word tidings, Shemuah, is also used in Obadiah. Let's turn to Obadiah, first chapter. Obadiah 1 and 1. Obadiah 1 and 1, right after Amos. Remember we read Amos last Shabbat, and he said, I can't stand your jingle bells. He said, I can't stand your song. Remember that? So he said, I despise your feet that I'm not smelling your solemn assemblies. He said, quit singing them songs. Obadiah 1 and 1, and it reads, the vision of Obadiah, thus said the Lord God concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor. I'm almost done. We have heard a rumor of the Lord, and the ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye and let us rise up and go against her in battle. So the rumor, we heard a rumor, we heard a Shemuah. And this rumor we heard, it's about time to go to battle. Remember in Daniel 11, there were 3 nations that escaped from the king of the north. Edom, Moab, and the children of Ammon. There are prophecies about them nations. Who gonna get them? So the king of the north, probably an antichrist, beast-like person, didn't mess with them nations. But Yahshua is going to get them. Just line it out. Just line it out for you. Now, we're going to turn to Isaiah 52 and 7. We're going to look at this other, this is the only Hebrew for today. Okay? Basar, for tidings. Let's turn to Isaiah 52. Isaiah 52 and 7. How beautiful upon the mountains are the feet of him that bringeth good tidings, the Basar, that publish peace and bringeth good tidings, Basar of good, that publish salvation, that saith unto Zion, thy God reigneth. It was something that this king of the north heard. There was a rumor that it sent chills in his belly, and he had to go immediately. Could it be the one of the vials, where one vial, the Euphrates River is dried up, and then a little bit later in that chapter, what happened? There's a 2 million man, 200 million man army marching down. Could it be that? Yeah. Could it be something else? It's gonna make you go and fight like a madman, but you don't make it. Who you going to fight? Who bring good tidings? Who publishing peace? Isaiah 61. Now there's different Hebrew words, so I'm not saying these are not the same words. But we're gonna look at some on here. Isaiah 61 and 1. The spirit of Yah Elohim is on me, because the Yahuwah hath anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and opening of the prison to them that are bound. So when Yahshua comes, he comes to bring freedom. He comes to bring that brightness of mouth from his coming that slays this guy in 2 Thessalonians. So is this the tidings of the north and the east that he hears, that makes him leave and rush? And Daniel said he never makes it. He didn't make it out of this net. He didn't make it out of that battle. Turn to Nahum. Nahum. First chapter. 5th verse. I tell you, I said earlier in Torah study class, and I mean it. We got to start all the way over. Because these folks is doing prophecies and doing stuff. They is not talking about your behind. Ain't got you nowhere included. And then here we are approaching 2019. And that's 400 years from 619. When you was brought to Jamestown. See how I mean, that's why we say the war drums are beating. The money looking funny. People in other people port with ships with nukes on them. People busting on each other. We looked at the news last night. Was it Ukraine and Russia? The east side and the west side. United States backing one, Russia backing the other. Wars and rumors of wars. And then in 2019, your 400 years is up. You got all this stuff going at one time. That's just how you do it. Nahum 1 and 5. What the words say? The mountains quake in him, and the hills melt, and the earth is burned at his presence. Yea, the world and all that dwell in. Verse, I'm sorry, I read the wrong thing. 1 and 15. It's still good though. Anyway, 1 and 15. 1 and 15. Behold upon the mountains the feet of him that bringeth good tidings, that publish peace. O Yehuda, keep thy solemn feasts, perform thy vows, for the wicked shall no more pass through thee. He is utterly cut off. So now all these kings and all these people have been going and passing through this land. Someone's going to bring tidings, and their feet are going to land on the mountains in the east. That king of the north said, he heard tidings of the north. He said, what is that racket? He said, chills up my body. We got to go fight with everything we got. Y'all sure how much I'm going to tell you. We're Edom and Ammon and Moab and them at too. I got to holler at them too. But the book says that the wicked will not pass through no more. So something happens. Somebody comes and says, man, no more. It's over. It's over. This word basar, bear news, bear tidings, publish, preach, show forth, showing forth something. This is the child root, okay? So this word comes from 2 Hebrew letters. I don't know it, I didn't look them up. But where else is basar used? And you know this. Adam, he looked at that woman, what did he say? What did Adam say? He said, flesh of my flesh, bone of my bone, and flesh of my flesh, and flesh of my flesh, bone of my bone. Flesh is basar. So flesh comes from this word basar. So when we're looking at tidings in Isaiah 52:7, Isaiah 61:1, Nahum 1 and 5, this tidings means to showing forth like flesh. And that's a problem to the wicked. To the ones who want globalization, who want one world government, who wants to run their whatever system they want to run, Yahshua comes and he brings tidings and you can see it. He's going to show forth like flesh. And they say, oh no. And you know what he said? Joel chapter 3. We're going to close on this passage. Joel chapter 3. We're going to look and see what he said. Been on my mind all week. Every time I hear something about these countries, I just say, Yah stirring them up, ain't he? He just stirring up that pot. We just got to make sure we on his side. Right? Because he said, look, what it's saying, I think in the gospel, in Acts, he said, man, I ain't winking no more. The silly stuff you do, I ain't winking no more. Time for winking is over. Joel 3 and 1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. So the Yehudim of the countries, the areas of Judea, and then people who are actually citizens of Jerusalem. He's going to bring them back. So if we're saying, hey man, everybody ain't home yet, you might want to say to people that's home, that's a daggum lie. And everybody ain't home yet. There's a lot of people of Judah that are ready to go home. People over here, people everywhere. Once again, I don't care about who is or who ain't. I just know who I am, what I got to do. I will also, so at the same time of the bringing the captivity, at the same time, I will also gather all nations and will bring them to the valley of Jehoshaphat. And I will plead with them for my people and for my heritage, Israel. You won't believe what it says in Jeremiah, but I think, as a matter of fact, brother, give me Jeremiah. I ain't put you to work none today. Go ahead and give me Jeremiah 17:4, brother. Go ahead and give me Jeremiah 17:4.
And you, even of yourself, shall let go of your inheritance,
of your what?
Of your inheritance, which I gave you. And I shall make you serve your enemies in a land which you have not known. For you have kindled a fire in my displeasure, which burns forever.
Hallelujah. So, in his scriptures, and it says in inheritance, and in King James it'll say heritage. Now in Joel it says that I will plead with you for my people and for my heritage, Israel. So Yah said, I'm going to discontinue your heritage. Then he said, I'm going to give it to you back. But at the same time, all the nations, you have scattered them among the nations, and you have parted my land. They're still doing it now. When has the land not been parted? Verse 3, have cast lots for my people, have given a boy for a harlot, and sold a girl for wine, that they might drink. I've said this before, talked about this before, that at one point, the global economy, based off of sugar from the slave trade in the islands, is what led to making of the rum. And this was a global, everybody getting drunk. Everybody getting paid, everybody getting drunk. And he said, you know what? You sold a girl for wine. You won't believe what they was bringing over to Africa on that west coast. Well, the Israelites were barrels and barrels and barrels of rum. Book don't lie. Then he said, yeah, what have you to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, the coast of Palestine? Well, you won't believe this, but them same people migrated to the west coast of Africa. We got the books. We got them saying who they are on the west coast of Africa. And that, hey, you know what, the people of Palestine, or the Philistines, the people that lived off in northwest Africa, we don't like the Jews. They're very blunt. In the History of Africa book, we're very blunt. We don't like them. So yeah, I'm going to sell you. I'm going to kill you every chance. In time, I don't care what era time it is. Will you render me a recompense? If you recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your own recompense upon your own head? Because you have taken my silver, my gold, and carried into your temples my goodly, pleasant things. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem, ye have sold them to the Grecians, that you might remove them far from their border. So he said, look, man, I'm going to keep on reading. Behold, I will raise them out of the place where you have sold them, and return your recompense to your own head. I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hands of the children of Judah. They shall sell them to the savings of people far off, for the Lord has spoken it. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. So this is what we're headed to. Because you know what everybody doing right now, Antiochus III did. I'm saying about 6 years to get my stuff right. You ever had like bad credit? Or like you just like, man, I'm a step off to the side. I just got to build my stuff up. So Yah said, I want all you nations to build up, get the best, get your nukes, get your robots, get everything you got, get all the stuff you got. Please get it, and let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares and the swords, and prune the hooks of the spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves, and come all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about thither, and cause the mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be wakened. Let them come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. For there I will sit around to judge all the heathen round about. So what's going to draw all the nations to Jehoshaphat? What's going to draw them to that valley? Well, we've seen the beginning of it now. I think the Jerusalem is capital of Israel. Well, I think the Jerusalem is the capital of the Palestinians. Iran on this side, China on this side, so-and-so on this side, so-and-so on that side, so-and-so council voted down. So we're seeing what's going to draw all these people together. It ain't about the oil. Money, and money is important too, though. That dollar falling, right? Trump might say it's rising, but the other countries say, no, I ain't gonna fool with it. That's what stuff you need to be paying attention to. But anyway, so we're now seeing how all the nations are going to start picking their sides, and Yah just little by little drawing together. We know He did it because He done it before. Turn I know we done. We're gonna turn to 1 Kings right quick. This is something that y'all do. Where you do that at? Brother, give me 1 Kings and 22. And brother, start in start in 18, 22 and 18, brother. 1 Kings 22 and 18.
And the sovereign of Israel said to Jehoshaphat, have I not said to you that he will not prophesy good concerning me, but evil?
Mm-hmm.
Then he said, therefore hear the word of Yah. I saw Yah sitting on his throne, and all the hosts of the heavens standing by him, on his right and on his left. And Yah said, who shall entice Ahab to go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead? And this one said this, and another said that. And a spirit came forward and stood before Yah and said, let me entice him. And Yah said to him, in what way?
So time out. So Yah is purposely wanting war. And he's purposely and sitting on his throne receiving ideas and commentary on how we can get Ahab to go to war that he might die. Is that what we're reading? Oh, we're reading. You tell me that Yah Elohim is sitting here and saying, how are we going to get this to happen? Go ahead, brother, read.
And he said, I shall go out and be a spirit of falsehood in the mouth of all his prophets.
A spirit of what?
Falsehood. And he said, entice him and also prevail. Go out and do so.
So Yah was okay with it. And what do we read? That there will be, what, false prophets and false this. And Yah said, let them go.
Yeah.
Let them do it. Have it. Take it. So if Yah was that keen on getting Ahab to fall at Ramoth Gilead, then how keen and detailed is Yah in regards to Joel chapter 3? In the releasing of the people of Judah and Jerusalem, and also getting all these countries together, I can come holler at you. So when the king of the north hear tidings, it's something to make him go back that way out of Africa. But you know what? He don't make it. Y'all said, I'm going to get all them nations together. You get all, take, I'm going to give you time. I give you World War I, World War II. I give you, get your stuff together. Because I'm going to come see you. And we're approaching this time, and that it is in the things of Chanukkah that we can get an idea, just an idea or a feel of what is to come. And that's what we say, the war drums are beating. And it's up to the saints of the Most High God and the people to stay fervent for the word, to not give in. Don't give in. Master the things in the Torah that you can master. The Shabbat and the feast days and being clean. There are certain things that you can master. Master them while you can.
Yes.
Because at some point, we know that there will be an attack on the saints. It's going to be a global confrontation. It's going to be other countries. It's going to be the Ptolemies and the Seleucids going at it. But you're going to be in the middle of it. It ain't about you, but it's going to be about you. It's not about you, but it's going to be about you. It's going to be about you, but it ain't going to be about you.
I pray for you while you get still in the world.
So the war drums are beating. We got to be able to hear it. So in one aspect, we got to be ready and prepared. But in another aspect, Yah's good, and He is going to bring all these nations together. He's going to give Judah and Jerusalem back to heritage again. As we read in the Torah portion, He's going to bring back Israel and all the scattered. And all of the people who want to walk right, no matter what color you are, man. If you want to walk right, he gonna bring us all together. So till then, let's keep fighting, keep working hard. All praise to Yah for this message, for His Spirit, and Restoring the Branches Ministry at Gmail or on Facebook and Instagram. Yah bless.